the defender on the ground.
That is a highlight and a half, guys, or a highlight plus. Anytime you shake a guy out of his shoes like that, it's going to make the rounds for sure.
It's deflected. One-on-one here. Shoots it up. It's Chicago with another bucket.
And you know what? They've been on a nice run here. They have the ability to widen the gap. Now.
Yeah, back-breaking run, really exposing the weaknesses in their defense.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State. He has coaching skills and is highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team. I think he will.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Chicago. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for money. 1:19 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Henson, and there's the whistle. Foul hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. When you take a look at John Henson, you see one thing, length.
Yeah, a lot of it, too. I mean, he measures 6'9" with a 7'5" wingspan at the 2012 NBA Combine. His standing reach is actually 3.5 inches greater than that of Anthony Davis. Wow.
Right. So he picks up just one from the line that time.
And talking about Henson, obviously the great length helps him as a shot blocker. The young center is also very quick off his feet. He's averaged around 2.5 blocks a game over the past 2 seasons. He's also been contributing some as a rebounder, but really needs to add some weight to kind of take it to that next step. And a huge lead here early to start.
Well, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
And Milwaukee called.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. But spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
He was benched in favor of Zaza Pachulia. That might be a hint to Henson that he needs to put a little more work into his game to maintain a place in the rotation.
Chicago making some changes. Portis comes in for Bucks, and Money subbed in for Derrick Rose. Bucks trail by 12. Stolen away. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Money. Off target with his three. And Milwaukee has possession. Outside Mayo. And it's going to be out of bounds.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Money. The Bulls keep it alive. From outside the arc, and he gets it to go. Money's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Bulls.
Really, that's what built the early lead here. Killer shooting from beyond.
And the defense needs to recognize that and get to the shooters. It's imperative that they get a hand.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Bulls lead by 15. And don't go away.
I mean, I think it's been noticeable just because this has been my decision.
I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought. It's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates. Ask Rose, Noah, and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
Welcome back, everyone, to Lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
Well, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnover.
Rose is the one with Butler as the two. The big men are Gibson and Noah. And it's Money in at the 3. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
They get a hand on it. Gibson with the steal. Here's Money. Finish off the break. Money's got 13 assists.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league. And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now is 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Chicago. Chicago leading by 20. Monroe on the double team. Here's Money, defended by Middleton. Milwaukee with the ball. Butler from outside. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And the big lead becomes bigger. They are playing with purpose here tonight, guys.
And they're doing it at both ends of the floor. I mean, that's what you like to see. They've been controlling the action from both ends of the court.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I could say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember G.A. as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc.
O.J. Mayo is checked in for Parker. Here's Chicago. They've got a 10-0 run going. Here's Money. Again, Chicago.
And he's caught fire this quarter yet to miss a shot.
We've seen Money really having a great game.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once and had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his teams.
Some changes for Chicago. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Butler. And Money subbed in for Derrick Rose. A big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Monroe. John Henson comes in for Antetokounmpo. Vasquez, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams. Shoots. Another one falls for Chicago. And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach. I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
Shot clock at 3. Mayo, the pass to Plumlee. Stolen by Noah. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls.
And scoring at will, starting to pull away here.
Certainly this one's threatening to get out of hand and soon, partner.
Inside, it's tipped. Stolen by Noah. Here's Dunleavy, guarded by Mayo. Here's Money. Another three for Chicago.
When you keep turning it over like they have, you give your opponent a chance to get out and run on you.
And it's come back to bite them so often here today.
Henson with the screen. There's 14 seconds left in the first half of the game. Shot clock at 5, and the call will be against Joakim Noah. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
And Milwaukee has possession. In the second quarter, held scoreless. Here's Vasquez, and it's blocked. But they'll get another chance. So as we conclude...
Hi, Kevin, I'm here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome, everyone. We'll be taking a look back at what was clearly a Chicago game ready to play. A smoldering performance for them early as they shut down everything defensively and were clicking on offense, going 10-0 to start. They were hot as the first quarter came to a close, making all 5 of their last. And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
No slowing him down. Just incredible numbers for money. He has 17 points, and the three-pointers have been dropping for him. He's got 3 of them.
And you know what, Clark? If you continue to shoot the way he is, he may have to become more of an integral part of their offensive scheme.
On the court for the Bucks, the dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. And it's Monroe in at the 5, roaming the paint. Just his first attempt, and the shot falls short this time.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
And it's good. 17 points for Money. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Answer the ball tight bounds. Middleton touched it last.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Here's Money. 17 points in the game. Good looking screen by Gasol. Pass to Gibson. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Nothing but money for him to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
Carter Williams kicks to Antetokounmpo. Middleton outside. Outside, Antetokounmpo. 4 on the clock. Comes up empty down low. Bulls have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Money. And the Bulls get it back. Rose passes to Money. From deep three-point range.
Oh, my goodness. That's like temporary insanity right there.
Do you think he realizes we've actually got a game, a serious game taking place here? I have my doubts, partner. I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnover.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Back to Middleton. He dishes it to Mayo. Pass to Bayless. Tipped away. Unhindered. Go ball.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Good. Money. 26 points for Money.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're turning this game into a drag race, sprinting out for easy, fast break baskets.
And on a really nice run here. And defensively, you've got to force them to operate in the half court. It allows you to put bodies on bodies.
He is just tearing it out this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Second half here. We're just over 4.5 minutes into it.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
The Bucks have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Now Ennis. And that's a foul called on Money. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
And out of bounds as the Bulls take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
together, they may want to review this one. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the fourth.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, they want to get the call right, and the league is taking steps to speed the process with the Replay Review Center in Secaucus queuing up the footage for the officials.
Well, the ruling is in, and the call stands. No basket, so no change, Clark, and the scoreboard as we end the quarter.
Smart decision to review the shot. That was indeed very close to being legitimate.
I do it.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And the Bulls with possession. Brooks is out there with E'Twaun Moore. Then it's McDermott. Then there's Noah. And it's Mirotic in at the 4. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Well, Milwaukee last year became just the 19th in NBA history to go from Greg being the worst in the league to a playoff team.
Unbelievable what they accomplished. And they had a tough matchup in the first round with the playoff season Bulls, however. Things didn't go well, but they did get some valuable experience from that effort.
Money's checked in for the Bulls. Money comes in for Aaron Brooks. Chicago with the ball. Here's Money. Shot clock at 6. From deep. Here's Money. Tries again. And he hits the jump shot. Money's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Chicago.
Well, as you said, guys, I mean, the Bucks struggled early in their series against the Bulls. They got the momentum and forced a game 6, but then were blown out at home to end the series. Ended up losing by 54. That's right, 54. Wow. Whoa. That'll wake you up. My goodness.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air, and dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
Here's Noah. Handles it in and taking it the length of the floor.
Just a good, solid, aggressive finish there on the break.
Not going to get much easier than that, Greg. Simple.
And as you said, the Bucks lost on their home floor. One thing about that series is the Bucks introduced their new logo. They gave away free playoff tickets to anyone that turned in their old red gear. Not a bad deal.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Plumlee.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Henson's checked in for Johnny O'Brien. Mayo comes in for Dustin. Jerry Bayless subbed in for Ennis.
And it's all one-way traffic tonight, boy. They have been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get. But, again, it's just one game, but nonetheless a very impressive one, the way they've handled their business here.
Bayless dishes to Henson. Poked loose. And it's going to be out of bounds.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Chicago making some changes. Dunleavy comes in for Money. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Money. Rose goes in and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Well, there's hot guys and then there's really hot. They just can't miss.
You know, Greg, sometimes you'll see an individual guy go on a shooting tear like this, but the whole squad.
And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
The Bulls have gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. And he gets it to go.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but it certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
And you really can't help but notice all the points they've continued to get off turnovers.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well. Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
And guys, what a strange rookie campaign for Dougie McBuckets. I mean, he entered the draft as a polished sharpshooter. The Bulls traded up in the first round to get him, and he ended up playing 9 minutes a game over the course of last season.
So for the Bulls, Money's checked in for Dunley, and Money's subbed in for Derrick Rose.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yes, very satisfying win for him, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Money. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Now Bayless. 6 to shoot. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Here's Money. Shoots it up. And it's Chicago scoring again.
What a great play. Totally schooled the defender on that.
Powerful one-handed slam.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown. Finishing strong.
The big jump at the end of the break.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Greg, those fans had a hand in the win. I mean, they gave this team a big lift throughout the game. I thought there was great energy in the building.
Yeah, that's a bad move there. Stops the clock and puts the other side on the line.
Yeah, inexcusable. I mean, he's got to know not to take any chances there. That's just a terrible foul.
And he can't hit the second. Shoots the three. No good. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin.
Well, a nice win for you tonight, Joe Kim. What was the attitude of the team coming into this game and just in general?
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, thank you. And now we get a chance to check out our Jordan Player of the Game. He had just an outstanding fourth-quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him. And down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome. And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
Yo, look towards the darkness. Nah, yo, look towards the light. Yo, what the? Yo, what is that? It's a supernova. Nah, man, that's a black hole. Yo, it's.
I leap over lies in a single pound. The Black Prophet, one day I got struck by knowledge of self. It gave me super scientific powers. Now I run through the ghetto, battling my arch nemesis, Mr. Ignorance. He's been trying to take me out since the days of my youth. He feared this day will come. I'm hot on his trail, but sometimes he slips away because he has an army. They always give me trouble, mainly hatred, jealousy, and envy. They attack me. They think they got me, but I use my super science and I twist all three. I see sparks over that building at me. Prince hates when I drop it, but